So over the last 9 or so years here at Survival on Purpose, I've made, I don't know, several thousand videos, at least a couple of thousand. And one of the most common questions I get asked is, what watch I'm wearing in that video? So what I thought I would do, since so many people seem to be interested in that, I'm just going to make a quick video here about probably the top 4 watches that I have and that I like, that you may have seen on some videos. So if you have a question about that, you can always refer back to this video, and I can refer other people to this video as well. So that's what's coming up next here on Survival on Purpose. Welcome back to Survival on Purpose, your home for trustworthy information and gear reviews related to camping, survival, and general preparedness for regular folks. My name's Brian. Thanks for joining me. And as I said, this video is going to be about watches, and that may not sound like a survival topic to you, but I believe that it's really important to keep up with what time it is, not just for, look, first of all, everything to do with survival is not building fires in the woods. There's a whole, basically survival means staying alive, and most of us spend more time somewhere other than the woods. So it's good to be able to know what time it is so you can survive not losing your job, for example. So anyway, plus I'm a guy, and for some reason us guys seem to like mechanical things like watches. So that being said, I'm just going to cut to the chase here. I've got watches that cost as little as under 50 bucks, and I've got one that was a very expensive watch that my wife bought me, and we'll talk about that one. You haven't seen it too much on the channel, but it's been on here a few times, so people ask me about that. So without further ado, I'm going to take you down to the old world's ricketiest card table here in the Survival on Purpose Worldwide Headquarters Indoor Studio, and we'll take a look at the watches that you've seen on the channel, and hopefully this will answer any questions you had about my watches. So let's get to it. Okay, so I'm holding this one down because it's got too much curve in it, but we're starting from the least expensive to the most expensive, and we'll talk about the details in each minute. But this is the Casio Solar Sport, around 40 to 50 bucks, under 50 bucks, 30 to 40 bucks. This is the Seiko Um 5, which is kind of is out of production. They got some changes, and this one's around 110 bucks, still available. This is the Winfield MT1 or 2. This is the Winfield MT1. This is the Winfield MT2. These are both out of production as well, but they have some new watches out. We'll talk about these. And then this is my Omega Constellation my wife bought me, I think for our anniversary or birthday several years ago, like a lot of years ago, 20 years ago maybe. So let me just put these out of the way now. We'll talk about them one by one, and I'll show you what they look like on my wrists, and we'll talk about the specs and details and stuff of these things. So here we go. Okay, this is the Casio Solar Sport, and it's really hard for me to do this on my wrist and look at the monitor of the camera, so I hope I'm getting it kind of in the center, but we'll take it off now and show you. So this is the least expensive. This thing, I think I paid like 30-something bucks for it. They've gone up a little bit. Let me see if I can get you a close-up on that. But they're still available. The new ones actually say, they say Tough Solar right up here and Illuminator down here. But again, these are on Amazon right now, 40 to 50 bucks. They've got several different colors. You can get one that looks almost like this, but then it's got the little writing on it. It's water resistant. It's to 100 meters, so it's not for scuba, but it's okay for swimming. I've taken this thing, I've swam in it, I've canoed in it, I've whitewater kayaked in it, whitewater rafted in it, anyway, all kinds of stuff. And it's just, what's cool about it is it's solar, so it's got a solar panel here, and you can put this thing literally in the drawer. I had it in the drawer for a month or two at a time, take it out, and as soon as it hits some light, it starts charging in the hand, which is stopped, it's like spin around to show the right time. So it's pretty cool. It's a 47 millimeter watch. It's got these 4 buttons here. It's got analog and digital time. I wanted analog for like a survival watch because you can kind of tell direction with the sun using the analog hands if you know how to do that. It's got day date. It's got a world time, 24-hour time, a stopwatch, a timer, 5 alarms, and again, it's pretty cool. So it says Tough Solar. I got to say, it really is. I've had this one probably for 6 or 7 years now. I don't know, a long time. Beat the heck out of it. And then you may notice I've got the Sunto Clipper compass on here, and that's about 14, 15 bucks on Amazon, which is pretty cool too. It's not it definitely works. So that's cool there. So that's the Casio Solar Sport, and those are available on Amazon. And I'll put a link to this particular color one down there in the video description, just in case you're interested. But they got other colors too. Okay, next here is the Seiko 5, and it is an automatic. I like automatic watches because there ain't no batteries to go bad. And this one also, I believe, is out of production, but it is still available on Amazon. And so just to show you, here's the band it comes with, just like this. And it's not a NATO band. It doesn't go underneath here. It's just got two normal band clips here. But I think I first saw this one on Jack on Black Scout Survival. Kind of did a video on it, and so I went and bought one. They're about $110 or so on Amazon. We'll talk about the specs of this one, give you some close-ups on it. So as you can see, it's an automatic, and it has a day and date. I like having a date on my watch because I always have to write stuff on forms or fill out permits for plumbing or something like that, and I have to know what the date is, and sometimes I have a little issue with that. But anyway, this is a 37mm watch, kind of small. It's got day date, luminous hands, is water resistant to 30 meters. They say it is not suitable for swimming. It has a hard flex crystal, so you can wash your hands with it or whatever, but it's not suitable for swimming. And then the back has this kind of open, exposed kind of back where you can see the little stuff moving in there. I will say this: it's not windable. Okay, some automatic watches you can wind them, get them going. This one only works on the movement of your arm, and it's a little bit confusing to learn to do it first because it also has this one has the day names in Spanish as well, so you kind of fiddle with it, but it's not hard to do. But it doesn't have a screw down crown or anything like that, so there's no seal on that. So again, not for swimming. So about $110 on Amazon. And again, the new ones don't look quite like this. They've got new versions. They call it Seiko 5 Sport or something like that. Anyway, that's the Seiko 5 automatic. You might have seen that one. Okay, moving up a little bit in price. This is the Winfield Mt1, and it's kind of like become my favorite watch just to wear because I just like the way it looks. It's really solid. It's this one has the date. It has a date down here, not a day date, but it has a date. It has a unidirectional bezel with really good solid clicks, and I'll show you that in a minute. And this one comes with a NATO band. You can see I've been wearing the heck out of this. That band's getting worn out, so but there's that. Let me get it off and show you, talk a little bit more about it. So this one is around it was around the $300 mark. I think they've discontinued these as well, and they've gone to an automatic version, which is just a little over $500, which is pretty cool price for an automatic watch, I think. And this is the MT2 beside it. I did a video on these, a little bit different. This one does not have the date. It does have a bezel. They have all the other same features, and it's just a little bit different look. Also, all the Winfield watches ship with this cool little wax canvas watch roll, and they also have several different bands available. So this one of these came with this leather band, which is cool. But I like the NATO band because it's just secure. Even if if you break one of these, you'll still have a chance, for it to stay there. And both these watches were designed by Mark Miller, who is an ex-military veteran and a watch enthusiast. And I talked to him before I kind of got these and reviewed them. And they were he started building watches, just fooling around, learning to do that while he was overseas. And he really became a watch enthusiast. So these are 41 millimeters. They have a sapphire crown, extra heavy C3 lume on the hands and on the letters. I think they're on the hands and on the numbers. Stainless is double gasket screw down crown with a 10-year battery. These are 200-meter water resistant. That's 600-something feet. And they both are. And I looked up the new automatics on his website, and they also have the same specs. They're just rock solid. They're just automatic instead. This is a quartz with a 10-year battery. So, and this one, I like the looks of the black bezel better, but I was going to show you this. Let me give you a little close-up on this one. I'll give you a close-up on both of them if I can get the licenses. There's that one. And you can see it's just, and the clicks are really solid, and same with these. So that's the Winfield watches, and there's a close-up on that one. And pretty cool, nice-looking watches. And finally, last but not least, this one has not been on many videos because probably the only time this has been on the video is when I might have made one on Sunday after church and I forgot to take it off because this is a watch that my wife bought me in 2001. So this is an Omega Constellation, and I don't know if you can see that. Let me see if I can get a close-up on that. You see the face is like dimpled like a golf ball, and this was an Ernie Els special edition. They only made 1,500 of this particular edition. It's an automatic. It's a very nice watch. It's got a nice catch on back. Let me show you that. Nice little catch on back. And this is the most expensive watch I've ever owned, and I think she paid somewhere around $2,000 for this. It was for an anniversary, I think, or whatever. I was making a lot more money back then, but it's got the date on it. It's an automatic. It's really nice, Swiss made. Now the Constellation are around $6,000. So, this is not worth $6,000, but the new ones are about $6,000, which is pretty crazy. So anyway, it's a 36 millimeter. And I like to say, I only really wear this one to church or somewhere like that. But you might have seen it on a video or two if I came in after church and made a video. So there you go. Okay, well, if you've had questions about the watches you've seen on the channel, hopefully that answers your questions. And I got to say, of the four, the two that I probably want one of the most, you may have seen the most, are this Casio, which is just a really inexpensive. And I know you can buy watches for $15, but this thing is I've had it for years and years and years, and it's for under $50. It's a really good watch. And then the one that I seem to gravitate to the most, and I just like it. I like the way it looks. I like just the clarity of it, is this Winfield Mt1. And I can't tell you how many times I have hit this thing on something like a granite countertop a bunch of times at the house as I'm coming through or something, and clack, I think, oh no, I just broke my watch. And I look at it, and the crystal is completely perfect. There's not a scratch on it. And I've worn this at work. I beat the heck out of it, and it just keeps on going. So I got to say, Mark over at Winfield Watches has done a really good job of designing a tank of a watch. And so for the money, I think it's a really good watch. I know you can buy watches cheaper than that, and you can certainly buy watches for more expensive, but his new automatics, like I said, are just over the $500 mark, which is a really good price for a really solid automatic. These things are 200-meter water resistant, so you can wear them diving. They're just good watches. So I give him a thumbs up for making a really good product, for sure. It's always good to see somebody that's designs something with the user in mind, and not necessarily with just making money in mind. That's cool. So anyway, I personally wear a watch. I know a lot of people say, I don't need a watch. I got a phone now. I like watches. I'm not going to apologize for that. I'll be honest with you. I really want a Rolex, but I just can't. I can't see the price. I know people can say, why do you need a Rolex? Because you know what? Because I want one, because they're recognized all over the world, and they hold their value, and blah, 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 blah. And you know what? If you don't want one, that's cool. I do. Maybe one day I'll make enough money to get one, but right now I have other priorities. So anyway, you really didn't need to know all that, so I'll shut up. So anyway, I really appreciate you watching Survival on Purpose. Remember, survival is not an accident, so be prepared and be on time. I'll see you next time.